Hello, welcome everyone. I'm 𝗪𝗻𝗁𝗁. Today I am streaming live on a few platforms and I'm going to talk about from inbox to checkout, which is a free training to learn how to create click-worthy emails they can't resist. I do have a presentation to share with you today. So that's what I'm going to do. Last week, I shared a training on how to create subject lines that get your emails opened. And the week before, I created a training on how stop sending boring emails, script emails that inspire engagement and drive attendance. So if you missed those, I can post the links to those in the description. They're meant to be like in a series. First of all, how to write emails. Second training was how to write subject lines that get your emails opened. And this training is more about how to create call to actions in emails that drive sales. So let's get right down to it. I will let you know that I also have a cheat sheet of everything I have today and some AI prompts to help you write some of this stuff. So if you stick around to the end, I will share that with you. And let's talk about a few things. I'm 𝗪𝗻𝗁. I help and guide coaches to generate thousands of leads with virtual events and sell out their programs. You can find me online at Magnetic Brand Online and on Instagram at 𝗪𝗻𝗁, on LinkedIn at 𝗪𝗻𝗁, and on YouTube as well under Magnetic Brand if you want to find me. So let's talk about the psychological triggers that we can use ethically, but we're talking about what makes people want to read your email and act on it. Number one is very obvious. I think most people are using it, which is urgency and scarcity, indicating that the offer is time sensitive. There's an example here, but also that they're missing out if they don't act. So either limiting the number of spots available or whatever it is, gets people to act. And listen, we're not trying to trick anyone. We're just showing them that what we know will provide value to them and what's good for them. So by inspiring action, it's actually the best choice for them. If you believe in what you provide, if you believe in your product, if you believe in your service and you know will help people, then you're just trying to get them to see that they need it and why. So the sense of urgency is just a little like hop over the line of them thinking, well, I know I need it, but do I need it today or do I need it another time? And number two is one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making. They focus on features. So I run a lot of summits for my clients, and there they sell a VIP offer. And oftentimes they'll list things like the VIP offer includes replay and includes audio and transcript and this and a call with me. And listen, nobody really cares about what your program includes. That's the truth. They only care about what's in it for them, the transformation they're looking for, how it's going to make their business or life better, right? Now, of course, there are some of us analyzers that want to know the details, but that's down the road. First, convince me. Why should I even keep reading your email? What's in it for me? And down the line, on the checkout, you can include everything it includes, right? But that's not what you start with. So focus on the benefits, not the features of your products and services. Number three is social proof, right? So I help coaches and consultants and practitioners. And listen, there are so many of coaches, consultants, and practitioners. And a lot of them are new ones. They're just starting out and people have found it out. They might have sounded really good on paper, meaning they presented themselves like they know everything, they can really help you. But in reality, maybe they don't have enough experience. Maybe what they're teaching hasn't helped others. So having social proof really strengthens your offer and it makes you look good in the eyes of the people that are considering what you're selling. So show them social proof, testimonials, case studies, client results. Even you can do that through storytelling about some successes that your product or service has created for them. So another one is engaging emotions, right? When you write a dry email, a dry call to action that doesn't engage emotions, it's flat And people don't buy based on features. They buy based on emotions. So relate to the emotions they're feeling. If they're struggling with something, relate to that struggle. Make them feel like you understand them, you see them, you hear them, and relate to the emotions they're feeling. Now, cognitive bias is basically they're likely to take action when they feel understood. So it goes back to the same point, right? If they feel like what you're saying, they feel understood, they know that you're relating to their struggles, pain points, or even wins or their life, they're more likely to keep reading and possibly buying from you. Another emotional trigger is consistency. So you see that a lot during sales calls, commercials, is getting the small yeses along the line can lead to the big yes. So if you're writing an email, for example, have small yeses that don't require a lot of commitment. You can ask them questions like, have you ever experienced this? Yes. Do you also feel this? So small yeses don't require a big commitment, can lead to a big yes at the end when you have your final ask. Another emotional trigger is intrigue. So have a cliffhanger or a hint of something exciting and valuable in your email that will intrigue them, surprise them, make them curious. As far as the content, we talked about it a little bit in the first training, but number one thing is personalize your content. So first of all, obviously, most people already know, start writing with hey, hi, first name, but go beyond that. So what I mean, if you really understand who you're writing to, you can personalize it better. Let me give you an example. Would your email sound the same if you're writing to a construction worker or a coach? It would be different, right? If you're writing, and even go down farther, right? Who is on your list? Think about that. I actually tend to personalize my list by segmenting my list. So when people sign up for my lead magnets, sometimes I ask them what is their profession. And I know if they're a holistic practitioner, a healer, they will have different language and different needs that someone else I serve, like a marketing consultant or a business coach. The language that's used can be more, down to business, talk about numbers, clients, profits, ROI. Versus with a healer, of course, they also want to have financial abundance. But spiritual healers and some holistic practitioners tend to love when you talk about the impact they make, how they heal others. So understand your target market and speak to them in a way that feels personalized. Number two, keep it simple. Stick to one clear action, one focus of your email so they don't lose focus while they're reading your email. Number three, use action words. So instead of saying something that's passive, use action words like get started, claim, let's do this, instead of you will really like this. I guess what I'm trying to think of top of my head, what would be a passive word? This is great. Versus claim this offer. It's going to make a change in your life. Number four is show what's in it for them. Talk about the specific benefits in that email that they will get to enjoy once they sign up whatever offer or product you are creating. Number five, be very clear. What is the next step? A lot of emails are well written, but it lacks that I'm like, okay, I'm in, I get it. But wait, what's the next step? Like, what's going to happen next? Even once I click, what's going to happen next? So make it very clear what's going to happen next so they have a clear picture. Number six is keep it short and sweet. I love that one. Respect their time, but also realize that most people are busy and their attention span is short. So starting from a subject line through your email, through calls to action, keep it short. When you write an email, go back to it time and see if you can make it even shorter. That's as far as content. Let's talk about design. Number one, be consistent. Just like, with your content, keep the actual design, the colors and the fonts consistent throughout your email. Don't use too many colors. Use one color as the highlight or the action or the attention grabber, and keep the rest simple with consistent design, fonts, and colors throughout your email. Number two, we design emails on our computers. But in most programs, there is a preview button for mobile. Use it, click it. And if your program doesn't have it, then send yourself a test email and look on your phone. They look very different on your phone than as you're seeing them as you're designing them. And I think like 80% of people check their email on the go on mobile. You can check the numbers, but that was the last number that I checked. So make it mobile friendly with the responsive design. Because remember, like I have an iPhone Plus, so my screen is bigger versus some people might have a smaller phone. So it's not just mobile optimized or friendly, it's responsive. So that means that the design automatically resizes it to the size of the screen. And I want to be able to read your emails on my phone. Don't make a tiny font that might look good on the computer, but on my mobile, I have to squint and see beauty. Like I'm not going to make that much effort to read your email if the font is too small. Simple as that. Use some engaging visuals. Make it pretty. I mean, that's really what I'm saying, right? If you have something to showcase your service or product, like a video, you can embed the video thumbnail and lead them to the video, and use other engaging visuals. But don't use too many. We want the attention and the call to action. So don't make so many visuals that it's distracting. And also, the way I look at it is when I see an email that's too pretty, it looks commercial-like. Right? So when I get an email from, I don't know, my cell phone service provider and it's full of colors and designs, I get it. It's pretty. But in my subconscious, I know it's coming from a company. It's a commercial email. So I actually tend to keep my emails pretty simple because I want them to look like they're coming from a friend. From the subject line to the content to the design to the language I use, I want them to feel like they're coming from a person and not anonymous company or not someone who doesn't have a face, not someone like that. So make it pretty, but not too pretty is what I'm saying. Number 4, use clear layout with white space. So when I see an email that's squished together, line after line after line after line, my eyes go too busy. I can't even process it. So break it into paragraphs, leave white space, and use bullet points if you're using something like a list of benefits or things like that. And this is a key element to the design. Make the first call to action above the fold, right? So if I'm looking on the screen, don't make me scroll 5 pages down on your email to sign up. I'll talk more about call to actions in the next one. So as far as CTA, my biggest tip is don't make the call to action sound like work. Okay, so examples are buy, request, attend, order, register, demo, download. These are very frequently used words in emails. I see them a lot. But with a simple tweak such as saying get, see, take, learn, snag, grab, these are much more easier for me to digest and say, okay, I can grab that, I can snag that, I can learn that, I can take it, I can get it, I can see it, versus I have to go and download. So if you think about these very simple, small changes, yeah, it kind of makes sense why that should work. I have more tips on the call to action. That was my biggest one. First of all, make it easy to click. Okay, on mobile and on computer. Very easy. I shouldn't have to copy and paste or look for the call to action. Easy to click. Personalize the call to action. You can do it in many ways, but even say, hey, I got this for you, Justina. Click here to snag this download or snag this ebook or make this video especially for you, Justina, right? So you're personalizing the call to action in addition to using my name in the very first line. Some people ask me, should I use a button or should I use a link? Well, according to some stats, emails with a button see a higher click-through rate than those with links. But again, going back to, I want the email to look like it's coming from a friend. I actually tend to just hyperlink my call to actions instead of having big buttons. Your personal choice, I would say test and see what works for you. I'm just here to share information that I've learned from other email gurus and from the emails that I've sent. Use one call to action for your email. I see this most often on welcome emails. Step 1, join my group. Step 2, email me here. Step 3, add it to your calendar. Step 4, buy the VIP. Whoa. Do you really think I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes following your list one by one? Probably not. I'm probably just going to pick one of those call to actions, click on it and do it, okay? Or if I get totally overwhelmed, confused, I'm not just going to do any of them. So it's better to spread your call to actions throughout multiple emails. So on my welcome email, I might do, okay, great, you're in, add it to your calendar, right? And then I might follow up with the next email. Did you join our group yet? Here's the link. So it's better to spread them out and have one singular call to action per email and repeat that call to action 2 or 3 times. Why? Because people scan. So my biggest tip is always add at least a second call to action, preferably in your PS, right on the very bottom of the email. A lot of people, especially when they see busy emails, intend to scroll down and their attention stops at the PS. So you might have a big button during the email, but always still add the one singular call to action in another spot, such as a PS, or sprinkle it in the 3rd time in the email if it fits, right? Don't overdo it. I normally say 2 to 3 times, twice is good enough. Urgency in your call to action, we've talked about it in the content, but also add that in a call to action. So not just snag this ticket now, but tell them why now, okay? If the event's coming up, because the event's coming up in 3 days. If you have Zoom, for example, you know you have limited seats. It's not a lie. Most Zoom calls are limited to, 100 participants, 500. So you have limited spots because unless you upgrade your Zoom, some people who register might not be able to get in, right? So use whatever urgency that's truthful, not deceitful, but there's always urgency, right? Like life is now, it's not forever. All right, so we talked about the call to actions. My last tip is test. You never really know. I'm giving you ideas and tips from psychologists, from email marketers, but really emails work very specifically to the audience that you are emailing, okay? So always test and tweak. One of the tests you can do is called A/B testing, where you have the same email but written in 2 different formats and send it to half of your list and the other half of your list. And then see which call to action button worked or text worked better, and continue tweaking it so you always know what works best for your particular audience. And lastly, clean up your list. A lot of people don't do that unless they hire someone like an email marketing specialist. I do it for my clients and for my own list. I use Go High Level. I have my own agency. You can sign up through me through Magnetic Funnels. I love this program because I can say, show me who hasn't opened an email from me in the last 6 months or in a year or whatever it is. If they haven't opened an email from me in the last 6 months and I email weekly, that's a lot of emails they haven't opened. They're probably not interested. So then I have a campaign that goes out to them and say, hey, do you still want to be friends? Are you still interested? And if they don't reply even to those emails, I do remove them from my list. Here's why. Keeping dead weight on your list hurts you in your email reputation. And really, it doesn't show you true results. Because if, let's say you have an email list of 1,000 people, okay? But 500 of them haven't opened your emails for a long time. So let's say just like 100 of them clicked, right? 100 of the 1,000 clicked. And out of 1,000, that's 10%, okay? But really, that's not really true because 500 didn't even open the email. So if you remove the dead weight, the half the list, and now you only have 500 of people who've actually opened your email at a certain point, the 100 clicks, right, it will now be a 20% click rate. And that shows you the true representation of the interest your list has in what you're offering. So it's clear. Also, the email service providers, they look at your click rate. Okay, if your emails consistently don't get open, they have a low open rate, your email deliverability goes down. So when you get rid of your dead weight of people who don't ever open your emails, you improve your deliverability to the people who actually want to hear from you. That's what's good. And it shows you clear stats. So keep cleaning up your list. I also have like an automation set up to look for people who click, so I know who my warmest list is. And obviously unsubscribes, they get automatically removed. But I look for the email addresses that haven't opened anything in 6 months, and it triggers an automation to try to re-engage them or remove them from my list. So those are the simple tips how to create emails that get clicked and lead from inbox to checkout. If whatever you're watching today, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook, if you comment with the word click, I will today, by the end of the day, I will send you a cheat sheet of everything we talked about today. And I also have AI prompt that will, if you paste your email in, it will give you feedback on what you can improve to make your email more clickable. So as always with AI, it's a tool. It shouldn't write for you, as it does not look like you. So I'm not going to have AI write the email for you. You write the email, but AI can look at the email and give you suggestions on how to tweak it or improve it to make it more relatable to your reader and more clickable. So thanks for joining me today. I'm 𝗪𝗻𝗁𝐼. You can find me at magneticbrandonline.com. I do offer a free call on my website for those who are interested in knowing how virtual events can help grow their business and sell out their offers. I have a lot of freebies also on my website. If you go to my website, there's a freebie section, or go to magneticbrandonline.com/free and join my Facebook group. The URL is Virtual Events Club. If you're searching for the group name, it's called Profitable Virtual Events. I go live with the free training every week. That's my goal. I'm also doing special training inside and tips inside my group just for my group members. If you're already in my group, thank you. Please invite your friends. Have a good day. Thanks.